Hello and welcome to Root to Rise weighted yoga practice. And we are putting velcro weights on today on our wrists and our ankles to feel more muscle engagement in our yoga practice. And certainly we cannot do all of the poses that are usually done in a normal yoga flow class, but we can definitely do a lot of them with some good feedback into our muscles and feeling what we're doing. Sometimes as you practice yoga, you might just kind of take the shapes. So I think for me, the last few years, it really helps to sometimes strap on a couple of weights to really get some good feedback and muscle resistance and build some different muscle memory and definitely muscle tone as well with my yoga practice. For some of you that have been taking my Tuesday and Saturday classes in Norwood, Colorado, you have done this with me for almost a whole year. So this is nothing new, but it might be fun to have something to do at home when there are no classes to go and take, which are called Root to Rise weighted yoga classes. So let's just simply take a seat on our backs and start right there. And welcome to being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself and for me as well. So let's just come all the way down onto our backs, and we're going to take the arms up towards the sky and pull the upper arm bones in. And just to kind of let you know that my arm weights, I believe, are 2.5 pounds and my ankle weights are 1. So it's really very light resistance, but it really does make a difference. From here, we're going to just take the arms up and pull the belly in and get the spine to elongate and get the abdominals to engage so that the upper and lower body starts to talk to each other and that our core starts to engage. So lightly, just let your feet be down, let your arms be up, and we're just going to stay right here and wake up in towards the core and get used to having our weights on our arms and our legs. So we're going to start walking our legs up and down without letting go of our back on the floor. So we are basically working our way into a supine tabletop position. So we're just going to walk the legs up and down, knee up just to a 90 degree, and then the second side. And the hip stays nice and even, and the lower abs are working, and the whole spine is in towards the mat. Just a few warm-ups here to get used to having the weights on us. And we just give ourselves another 4 here, and 3 more. And then from here, we'll take 1 more up, and then bring it all the way back down. Take the knees in towards the chest, hold it all the way in, and just make little circles on the sacrum. Just like I normally start is by tracing that sacral plate to make sure that it feels nice and open and movable. Sometimes it can get a little stagnant into that lower back with age, for sure, but also maybe without aging, who knows? Maybe we'll come to the mat for all kinds of different reasons. Today is to root down so we can stand nice and tall. Take your arms up and bring your legs into tabletop. Put the belly button firmly down, and there's no space between your spine and the mat. Opposite arm, opposite leg extends out. Bring it back in. Opposite arm, opposite leg extends out. I like to do these. Not only are they, of course, really great for abdominal strength, it's also excellent to find the midline, and it's also really nice to do these exercises to be able to hold a nice and even and connected downward facing dog. I feel like throughout the year, sometimes the down dog can almost disconnect instead of connect if it's kind of too non-muscly. If we're just standing in down dog and not engaging muscles, then we can come and do this with some weights and our ankles and our wrists and feel that center line holding us together. So by the time we make our way to down dog, we can come back to this feeling right here and plug it into our forward bends and back bends and all the side bends too. We'll do another 4 here. Opposite arm, opposite leg are lengthening away from the center line. And again, opposite arm, opposite leg. And we'll do 2 more. And I'm hoping that you're feeling this. And a few more right here. Last one. Breathing. And then gently take your knees into your chest and roll it all the way up. Cross at the ankles and come to all fours. Coming to a couple of cat-cows. Spread your fingers. Second finger forward, tuck the toes under. Arch the spine up towards the sky. And haul the armpits in. Extend out through the top of the head. And exhale, engage that midline, that front line. And inhale, exhale. And again, bringing your spine up towards the sky. And one more cat-cow. Exhale, make some nice big spinal waves. And inhale, exhale, and come back into neutral spine. Take your right leg out. I have to adjust so that my left leg stays fully underneath me. Hip and knee stacked. Extend your right leg behind you. Inner rotate. Bring your glute and your hamstrings up towards the ceiling. Take your left arm out. I'm just going to hold it here. This is a lot with weights on, just to really find that center line and find that feedback in towards the muscles. And then from here, take the elbow to knee, exhale and inhale. And I'm hoping that we can find a little bit more muscle resistance instead of just simply taking the elbow and the knee towards each other. We're doing it with all of the muscles that we can invite into this practice. We'll call upon all of them. And we exhale and inhale, lengthen. Exhale, inhale, lengthen. We'll do 3 more. Exhale and 2 more. Inhale, exhale, and last one. Bringing it in and extending it out. Take your hand down, take your knee down, and give yourself another 3 cat-cows before we make our way over to the second side. Exhale. Inhale, moving some energy through the body. There should be a little heat going on already. It is for me at least. And one more big nice spinal wave. And then come to center. Plug the upper arm bones in. Take your left leg out behind you. Take an inner rotation so that your glute and hamstrings are up. Lower abs are engaging. Take your right arm out. So left leg, right arm. Or if that's what you did previous, then just switch. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Extend away from each other. And then we'll have 8 pulses, elbow to knee. And extending and bringing it back in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, air out. Inhale, extend. And we just keep on pulsing here. Exhale, inhale. And we'll do another 3 here, using the core. 2 more. And 1 more. With a smile, this makes it a little bit easier. Extend arm and leg, and then exhale. Take your hand down, take your leg down, and we have arrived to downward facing dog. Plug the upper arms and push back to down dog. And I'm hoping that you might have your favorite tunes playing as you are practicing with me today. Or you might just enjoy practicing with your breath and with the feelings that comes up, and whatever we need to root into to rise up, and whatever we need to turn and churn to maybe extend out and let go of. It
certainly does work to strap on some weights and practice yoga and feel a little bit more anchored into ourselves. We'll take one more breath here into downward facing dog. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, take a step over to the hands. Inhale, long spine, feet hip widths apart. Exhale, fold. Take your hands to your hips, elbows to sky, root your feet, come all the way up to standing and release the hands. Inhale, bring it all the way up, palms towards each other, and then exhale, hinge and fold. Uttanasana, bending nicely into the knees. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, step to plank pose. Shoulders and wrists are stacked, hips are sinking down, and the waist is pulling up. And that's how we found that center line again. Claw the fingertips. We'll stay here for another 3 breaths as a nice awareness break into the spine, a little bit more in towards the center, pushing away and holding in everything at the very same time. 1 more breath, and then bring the knees to the floor. Come all the way down, widening the hands. Stretch your legs behind you. Inhale to your cobra, shoulders back, ears back. Take it to your favorite cobra, low or high cobra, and then exhale. Take it all the way back down. Hands by the shoulders, push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Make your way to downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sink into heels. Maybe you walk your feet a little bit more forward so you can get that full stretch into your calves, Achilles, back of the legs. Bring your feet together and slightly bend into the knees. Engage your core. Push your hands down. Sweep your right leg up towards the horizon. Pull the belly in. Knee to chest 3 times. Bringing it in, taking it back out. Knee to chest. Exhale. Inhale. And let's do 1 more. Step your right foot between the hands, knee to chest, and then we'll take that foot between the hands. Take your left knee to your mat, sweep the arms forward and up, and come forward in the hips, quad stretch, hip flexor stretch for Anjaneyasana. Lift your heart, your chest, your lungs up towards the sky, and hold on to that muscle mass in your arms, super plugged into your shoulders. Exhale, release, hands to the floor. Step it all the way back, downward facing dog. Feet together, sweep your left leg up towards the horizon. Come up high on your right toes, pull the belly in, knee to chest. Exhale and inhale, pumping the energies. Exhale, inhale, 1 more, bring it all the way in. And then this next one, take your knee into your chest. Step your foot between your hands, right knee to the floor. Inhale, arms forward and up. Come forward in the hips, stretch into your right hip flexor, your right quad. Lift your arms up and away and plug in the muscles, upper arm bones. Sweep it all the way in and up and get some good length and feedback into the whole torso. Exhale, release, hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Make your way to plank pose. 1 breath in plank pose, knees to floor. Exhale, come all the way down. Widen your hands, take your cobra, whether it's low or high or medium, wherever you feel comfortable. Pull your legs back. Exhale, take it all the way back down. Hands by your shoulders, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Gently make your way back to downward facing dog, moving through all of the layers of the body. Bring your feet back together in your down dog. Step your right leg up to the horizon. Take your knee to your chest again for 3 times. Sweeping it in and then lengthening it back out. Bringing it in, rounding the spine. Extending it back out, using your glutes, your hamstrings to push that right leg out. This time, take your knee to your chest, step your foot between your hands. Take a pause, root your feet
And legs down, take your hands to your quad. Come up into a high standing crescent pose. From here, take your arms up towards the sky, and we're gonna bend the back knee and do some lat pulls down and shoulder press up. Exhale, bring it down and take it back up and bring it back down and take it up. And again, we'll do 8 of these. So we have another 3 here. Exhale down. Bring it all the way up and down. 2 more times. And 1 more. And then we'll leave it up here, bending your front knee, extending your arms, interlace your fingers, and extend it up into your high crescent lunge. And then exhale, take your hands all the way down towards the floor. Step your right leg back into downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose. Take 1 breath, bring your knees to the floor. Come all the way down. Inhale to cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. Exhale, wave back down and into a child's pose from your core. Extend back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones, feet towards each other. Sweep your left leg up to the horizon. Use your glutes and your hamstrings and your lower abs. Knee to chest 3 times. Pumping the energies, moving any stagnation through the body and out. 1 more here. Step your left foot between your hands. Take a little pause and then take your hands to your left quad. I hope you're feeling it. I certainly am. And release the hands. Inhale. Take your arms all the way up. Hands shoulder width apart. Then we'll take 8 lat pulls down and shoulder presses up. Lower abs are helping. We're just pressing up and down. Exhale, inhale. Just simply move the breath however it would like to go. And we'll see if we can really engage our glutes and quads here and lower abs. And we'll do another 3 here. Lower down, bringing it back up. And 1 more. All the way down, taking it up. Interlace your hands, bend your front knee to high crescent lunge. Take your gaze up and back and up and back, and lifting your arms up, holding out to that front side of the body. And then exhale, take it back to the center, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Make your way to plank pose. And then lower all the way down, knees, and come down. Inhale into cobra. Inner shoulder to outer shoulder. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. Push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And come up to all fours, please. And then from here, from all fours, we're gonna make our way with our, I'm gonna mirror you, the right leg up to the side and just taking it up and down, lifting up and down and getting a good squeeze into rotators and glutes. Side of the hip. Exhale and inhale. Getting ready for some side angles, some warrior poses. Exhale and inhale. We'll do another 3 here. 2 more. And then 1 more, and then we'll stay with this right leg and make circles. We'll do 5 circles one way with a right knee, big circles around. And then we'll circle 5 rounds the other way around. And then we'll switch sides. Take yourself into a nice stable tabletop. Take your left leg up and lift and lower to the side, fire hydrant style. Engaging into rotators and glutes, IT band, abductors. Exhale and inhale. And we'll have another 3 here.
Keep it going. And one more. And then from here, we'll take our circles with the knee. Just circle that hip around. 5 laps. Use your lower abs to circle the hip as well. And then we'll circle 5 laps the other way around. Inhale, exhale. And we'll do 2 more here. And then take it all the way back down and step to your downward facing dog, please. I'm switching direction for fun. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones. Step 1 foot between the hands and we'll come to face each other, or your face however you'd like to, so you comfortably can see what we're doing. We're coming into feet wide apart. And we're gonna take our toes slightly in and the heel slightly out and hands into the center. I'm gonna mirror you, so I'm gonna take my your right arm up and make a fist out of the right arm, and we'll just take it up and down and coming into a couple of nice twisty, turny side abs. Exhale and inhale. And inhale and exhale. Stay nice and stable and rooted into the legs, into the feet, with a slight bend in towards the knees. We'll do 2 more here. And 1 more, and then we'll leave it all the way up and come into a nice open wide twisted triangle. Exhale, take it all the way back down and switch sides. Make fist out of your left hand and come into a nice transverse abdominals, obliques, and health for the organs. We're moving some stagnant energy through the whole body really, but mainly center line right now. Inhale and exhale, using the weight on your wrist to move nice and slow and deep. We'll do another 3 here, and 2 more, and 1 more, and then we'll take it back up and hold it up here and get a nice big open wide twist. And exhale, bring it all the way back down. Take your heels towards each other, bend your knees, take your hands to your knees, thumbs facing in, twist your right shoulder in and get a nice twist, turn, release into the spine, into the hips, and switch second side. And coming into center, knees bent, goddess pose or power stand. Feels pretty powerful right now. We're gonna take the arms out to the side and bend the elbows and do some chest presses. Bring the elbows towards each other, sit nice and deep with your quads parallel to your mat, squeeze abductors, adductors, glutes, lower abs. Root yourself into all parts of yourself. And we'll keep pressing in and out for 4 more, and 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. And then from here, we'll take it up and pull it back down, and up and bring it back down. Exhale, inhale. 4 more, sit nice and low. 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Nice. Take the hands to the hips. Just take it a little lower and then we'll take it up. Toes in, heels out. Take your elbows to the back and take the gaze up. Hinge and fold into Prasarta Padottanasana A with your hands to the floor. And just simply hinge and fold forward and release your standing pose. You can still have that slight bend into your knees, and you can take the heel of the hands aligned with the heel of your feet, and you can take the top of the head towards the floor. It helps if you have a little bun, you can just touch the bun onto the floor. Basically, I just want you to hug the belly in and extend the spine and massage the organs and find that center line. One more breath here, and then extending the arms, taking your hands to the hips, strong legs, come to standing. Turn your right toes out. I would just like to mirror you. So you take your right toes out, arms out to the side, bending into warrior two, please. Right side. Excellent. Take your palms facing up, and we're gonna add on some bicep curls and extensions. Bringing it in, extending it back out. Bringing it in, extending it back out, and in, and extending back out. Holding on to the side of the waist. And again, bringing it in, extending it back out. And we'll do another 3 here. Bicep curl, extend back out. And 1 more. And then we'll take it all the way up towards the sky. And we're just going to hinge over to the side and hold it right here. We're just going to hold it and find that left side of the waist, obliques, transverse abdominal, and then extending the arms out to the side, palms facing down, warrior two. Take the gaze over your middle finger, forearm to thigh, left arm all the way up. Excellent, and a few breaths right here. And then we'll take the fingers to the floor and squeeze the glutes, squeeze the side of the waist, take the top arm over the ear. We gotta hold on right here. If you have those 2.5 pound weights on your wrist, then we're holding it in towards the center. And then gently bring it all the way back up to the center and making your way back to warrior two and extend, come to the center, hands to the waist for a pause and a breath, and maybe adjust your legs a little bit, and then we'll come to the second side. Turn your left toes out and the heel goes into the center of the ankle. Take your arms out to the sky, to the horizon. Let's do the horizon today. Soon we'll take the sky. Take your knee over your ankle and find warrior two. Take your palms up, and then we'll do our bicep curls and extension right here. Bicep curls, bringing it all the way in and extend out. We certainly are inviting our triceps as well to be part of this, but for now we kind of focus on the front of the arm. Bringing it in and back out. We'll have another 4 here to make it 8, and 3 more. Holding onto those lower abs, squeezing your glutes, skin to muscle, muscle to bone. 1 more right here, extending it all the way out. Take your arms up and then over at an angle, pushing to the back leg, more glutes, more side of the waist. Breathing, holding, a few more breaths, and then taking your arms out to the side and take your left forearm to your thigh, right arm all the way up. Squeeze your lower abs, take your gaze up. Left fingers inside your shin ankle or to a block, and you can take your right arm all the way over the ear as you anchor down into the back leg, like way anchor. A few more breaths right here, and then we'll take that left arm up and extend ourselves all the way back up, pressing to the front leg. Come to standing, turn your toes forward, hands to the hips. Inhale, extend, and then exhale, hinge and fold. 1 more, feet wide apart, Prasarita Padottanasana. This time around, take the hands forward and give yourself a nice big long, from hips to shoulders to wrists, extended Prasarita Padottanasana, or feet wide apart pose. 1 more breath right here. And then exhale, come to your downward facing dog, please. Any side that works for you. And we walk about into the heels, into the back of the legs. Come to plank pose, shoulders and wrists stacked. And we'll hold it right here, and then we'll tap our right foot outside the mat, and then the left foot outside the mat. And the right side, and the left side, and the right side, and the left side. We can use glutes, we can use lower abs. We can really invite all the muscles that we have, the ones to come and play. We'll do another 4 here. 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. And downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come to plank pose. Plank pose and then tabletop. You can take any variation to take yourself to your tabletop pose. From here, come down onto the forearms, and we give ourselves a little pause for the wrists. You can interlace your hands. You can bring your legs all the way together. Extend your right leg out, and we're gonna lift and lower. And the abs are gonna be very much involved. The lower abs are involved here, and the glutes and the hamstrings. And that full extension of the leg. We're pulling the leg away from us as we're lifting and lowering. We'll do another 4 here, and 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more, and then we're going to take it back up and hold and pulse it. I want to just make sure that all of the rotators are neatly organized around our sacral bone. Another 4 here, 3, 2, and 1, and then we'll put it back down and switch second side. Take your left leg out and lift and lower. And just kind of check that you have your second toe pointing towards the back of your room, and you're using your glutes and your hamstrings and lower abs, and there's no seesaw action going on in the lower back. As best as we can, we're staying nice and organized and firm. Another 4 here, lifting and lowering. 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more, and then we'll take it up and hold it and pulse it and buffer all the muscles into the center. Toning and tuning. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more, and take it back down. Downward facing dog. Spread your finger, second finger forward. Take your right foot between your hands and windmill up to standing, from pushing down into your feet, squeezing your glutes. So we stay super connected. Trikonasana. Excellent. Take your palms up to the sky and take your arms all the way up, lengthen and take it back down. And lengthen up and take it back down. Side body long, hips to shoulders, shoulders to wrists. We should feel this in the intercostal muscles, between our ribs, and the lower abs should be helping us. We'll do 2 more here, lifting and lowering, so we can really root down into the legs and into the feet. Last one, and then we'll take the arms all the way down to the horizon, arms out to the side, and hinge over your right leg with your core fully engaged, and your right hand might come somewhere down towards below your knee. Take your left arm up towards the sky, and then feed your hand maybe down towards the ankle, maybe to the weight, maybe all the way down to the floor. Find your gaze up towards your thumb. Squeeze your leg muscles. 1 more breath right here, and then take the gaze down and bring it all the way back up,
arms out and switch to the second side. Not mirroring this time around, but we're still doing our right and the left side. Arms facing up, and then we lift arms up. We're doing this to send a little extra signal in towards the core to root down more into the legs and the feet. Inhale and exhale. Exhale and inhale. Take the breath into the direction that works for you. And we'll do another 4 here. Keep the lower belly lifted the whole time. Exhale, inhale. And 2 more. Squeeze your glutes nice and strong and supportive. Take your arms out, face your palms down, and hinge over towards your left leg. Squeeze your center. Take your hand down towards below your knee. Take your right arm up. Feed your hand down to your leg weight or to the floor. You might want to have your hand on a block. You know what works for you. And then we'll take the gaze up towards the thumb and find our Trikonasana and stay super engaged in towards the center. 1 more breath right here. And then gaze comes back down. Squeeze glutes, leg muscles, come to center. And from here, bring your feet all the way together and hands down to the side. Excellent. From here, we're gonna come into a side crescent stretch, nice and easy, just kind of to loosen up that side that we've been working kind of hard. Take your right leg behind your left. Take your right arm up and over and give yourself a nice big crescent to the side. And gently come back up and find your second side, left behind your right. Switch arms. And exhale, take it all the way back to the center, feet together, hands to the sides. And if you, like me, have ended up in the middle of the mat, then we're going to come to the front of the mat and release the hands to the side. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. And exhale, hinge and fold, bend into your knees. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana, stay right here. And then we're gonna bend the knees and come all the way down to a seat so that we can roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. So get yourself comfortable. And if you don't feel like rolling on your spine, then just simply lay on your spine and pull the belly in and call it, because that's excellent as well. If you still have your weights on, I think you do, I'm pretty sure you do, then we'll keep the weights together like this, and we're going to just roll down. We'll hold the weights close to the chest, and we roll all the way down, and then we roll it all the way back up. And again, rolling it all the way back down, and rolling it back up. See if we can find all those vertebrae and roll through them. For me, it's always really hard to find and roll through that lumbar spine. So we'll just keep rolling until we find it. Nice and slow. And again. And we'll stay here for 2 more times. And we'll do 1 more. And then we'll take it all the way down. Then take the arms up towards the sky like we were in the very beginning. You can walk your feet out as long as we keep our belly button plugged in and the lower back into the mat. Take your arms over and like somebody's pulling your arms away from you, and then bring them back up. And I want us to find those nitty-gritty, small, supportive, super important parts of our body that holds us together into our core. Lengthen the arms up and away from you, like somebody's giving you a gentle pull, and then bring them back up. And this one, certainly you can feel a little bit more with those weights on around the wrists. 2 more here.
using your abs to get your arms back upright. And bring it all the way back up, and then hands to the sides. Bring your feet in for a yoga bridging with your ankles and your knees stacked. You might take your feet a little extra hip width apart for extra opening or an extra support into your hips and lower back. You can press the head down, shoulder blades underneath you, and then we'll focus on some more glutes and hamstrings. And yeah, yoga, just by really hugging the muscles into the bones and into the midline, we are opening up so many clear pathways in the body, which yoga is really all about. Binding the body together so we can really just connect to ourselves. It's always that benefit of connecting to ourselves and kind of helping ourselves before we go out and help others. So congratulations to all of us for taking the time for some self-care or some self-plugging in, mind and body, with some extra weighted resistance today. We'll do another 4 here. Squeeze glutes and hamstrings and lower abs, bringing health and vitality to hips, to the major organs. 2 more, bringing it all the way up and back down. And we'll leave it up and pulse it up here. And we'll see if we can find all 4 corners of the feet, and that we can find our hamstrings and glutes and lower abs. And 4 more pulses here, or squeezes, however you like to think of it. And hold it up. And I'm hoping you feel a little something burning in your glutes. Take your shoulders underneath you even more. Find your hands underneath you and interlace and come into Seturbandha Sarvanjasana, fully supported by your glutes and your hamstrings, lower abs, pressing into the feet, freeing up the neck and the shoulders. We'll take another 3 breaths here. Making some good memory for the body. And exhale, release the hands and putting your sacrum down onto your mat, adjusting your shoulder blades underneath you so you're nice and flat onto your backside in a comfortable way, natural curve in your spine. Put your hands at the base of your quads and just gently getting your quads lengthening away from your hips to free up any stagnation in the lower back area. 1 more breath here. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest. And enjoying that. And extending your right leg up and your left leg forward. Stretching into the back of your right leg, hamstrings, and rooting the right leg down at the same time. Few more breaths right here. And then we're going to walk our hands up towards the right ankle and rounding the spine. Lower back stays into the mat, stretching the back of the leg and extending and hugging and plugging into that center line. And then we'll bring it back down, bend your right knee and switch to the second side. Left leg in, right leg out, and extend your left leg up to the sky. We'll start with the hands around the hamstrings. Sometimes I run ahead of myself. So let's take those hands and interlace them around the hamstrings and then plug that left femur bone down. And walking the hands up towards the ankle, round your spine with the help of your abdominals. Extending your left hamstrings by plugging in the core. Few more breaths right here. And then exhale, bend your left knee in and extend it all the way out. So arms and legs, opposite direction. And then from here, we're going to take the arms up and over and find our knees into the chest and end our practice with a series of 5 Pilates style, but put a little yoga twist onto it. So either you stay here and take your hands underneath your sacrum and do your knees to chest, or you stay here with your hands around your right leg and extend your left leg out, but it doesn't go further out than the back can stay onto the mat, because if we start to seesawing, then we're not building the core, then we're just simply pulling and putting unnecessary stress on the lower back. So my leg is going to stay up here with these weights on, and I'm going to roll my shoulder blades off and just do a little gentle pull in and switch, and a gentle pull in and switch, and switching. And that was 3, nice and slow and connected, and 4, and last one. And then we bring both knees in and extend arms and legs away from each other. Bring it back in, and arms and legs away from each other, and bring it in. It's kind of like prepping for boat pose, and it's also excellent for building a strong down dog. And we'll do 3 more here. Lower back stays into that mat. It becomes very different with leg weights on and arm weights on. Last one, bringing it in and back out. And then we'll take the right leg up, left leg forward, and do extended leg crisscross version. Exhale and inhale, like somebody's gently pulling those ankles away. 2 more here. This is 1, and this is 2. And then we're going to take my hands behind the head, legs up, and then lower and lift. Only as far down with the legs as your lower back stays in. That's when our abs are working, and I know you can feel the difference if you were to just fling your legs all the way down and hoist them back up. So wherever you have your abdominal strength, you will take your legs to that spot. We'll do 2 more here. And 1 more. And bring it all the way in. Bend the knees. Bicycle, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Only for 5. We'll start here. 5 here. 4. See if you can lift your elbow up and meet. 3 more. 2 more, and 1 more, and from here bring it all the way in, up, upward facing child's pose, and extending the arms and the legs away from us. And then from here, taking your hands around the yoga mat and pulling yourself up into a fish pose, taking our hands to the sides of your waist and lifting your head up and back, and just getting a nice big extension on the neck, on the chest, on the abs. 1 more breath right here, and then exhale, lifting the head back up and coming all the way down. Oh, and anchor down into a few minutes of Shavasana together. We'll take 20 breaths, just like in my yin yoga classes. We'll stick with 20 breaths in our Shavasana, and then we close our practice together seated. But do take this time to let all of that just assemble into its right place in the body. That was a lot of different moves, and if you don't practice yoga with weights ever, then this was a big deal for the body. Different kind, rooting the body so we can rise up a little stronger for ourselves and for those around us. Another 3 breaths. And then gently moving your toes and your fingers. Stretching your arms over your head. Bending your knees in and coming over to one side. Take a little pause before we make our way up into a comfortable seat. Fully anchored in, weighted in, wrists and ankles. When we feel like we're need to ground and we're flying a little too high and too much going on, then putting some weights on and practicing our favorite kinds of yoga postures can really help to ground us, rooting back down. And I think it's really fun, and I think it's really helpful for my muscles and my muscle memory, and to build some extra strength while I'm doing my favorite kind of movements, which is yoga. So I hope you enjoyed this, and there will be quite a few more because I've been teaching this for the last year, so we have a lot of different tricks up our sleeves in this class. So stay tuned for some more classes coming, and I have other yoga videos here on YouTube. Check them out, and my website has all kinds of offerings of yoga retreats in Maui and in Costa Rica for 2022. You can click on the link below for that as well. We'll take an Om into all of that, and especially into all the parts that awoke this practice with us and did yoga with weights. Let's take our palms together in front of the heart. And if you want to join your voices with an Om, and we'll connect with ourselves and with each other. Take a nice big inhale. Thank you so much for joining me for this fun and different yoga practice. I hope you feel rooted, and I hope you feel ready to rise up and do your thing for today. Thank you so much. Namaste.